Hello and welcome to my channel Prep and Pause. I created this space to make complex finance and accounting topics simple and practical, especially for students, beginners, and anyone who wants to build a solid understanding without getting lost in technical jargons. So, whether you're studying for your exam or just curious about the world of finance or starting your career, you are in the right place. So, I have been there too, and after completing my chartered accountancy, I found myself curious about how finance really works in the practical world, like beyond textbooks and theory. So, that curiosity led me to dig deeper and learn through my experiences, and here I am to share my journey with you. So, in today's video, we are starting right at the beginning with one of the most important concepts in the accounting world, that is IFRS. So, now the question is, what exactly is IFRS? Well, IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standards. In simple terms, these are a set of rules and guidelines that companies follow when preparing their financial statements. Think of it like a global rule book. So, whether a company is in India, Germany, or South Africa, they're all reporting their financials in a way that is consistent and understandable. Before IFRS, every country used different accounting systems, which made international comparison confusing and inconsistent. So IFRS changed that by creating one common language for financial reporting across the world. So instead of trying to figure out 50 different systems, IFRS makes it easier to understand and compare financial information no matter where it's coming from. So now that we know what IFRS is, let's talk about who actually creates it. IFRS is issued by an organization called the International Accounting Standard Board, or ISB for short. You can think of the ISB as a global team of accounting experts. Their job is to look at how financial reporting works around the world, talk to professionals, regulators, investors, and then create or update standards that make sense for everyone. They are like the people who write the rules for the game, but they do it by listening to what's happening in the real world. So, IASP is an independent body and is part of a bigger organization called the IFRS Foundation, which oversees its work and makes sure the process stays transparent and accountable. So, in short, IFRS is created and issued by IASP, and they do it with a lot of research, public input, and real world feedback. So, let's talk about where exactly is IFRS used. Is it just a few countries or is it truly global? Well, IFRS is used in over 140 countries around the world. That includes major regions like European Union, Australia, Canada, South Africa, and many countries across Asia and Middle East. In these countries, companies are either allowed or required to follow IFRS when preparing their financial statements. This helps the investors, regulators, and businesses speak the same financial language no matter where they are coming from. Now, you might be wondering, what about the United States? So, the US still uses its own system that's called US GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. It's a bit different from IFRS, but even in the US, many companies and professionals understand and recognize IFRS, especially if they do international businesses. So while it's not truly 100% global yet, but IFRS is the closest thing that we have to a worldwide accounting language. So now as we know what IFRS is and where it's used, let's talk about why it actually matters. The main reason is it brings clarity and consistency to financial reporting. It brings transparency. IFRS forces companies to disclose more information, which means investors, banks, and even regular people can understand better what is actually happening inside the business. Comparability. Imagine you are trying to compare two companies, one is in India and one is in Germany, but both the companies are using two different sets of accounting rules. Now, it would be like comparing apple to oranges. So, IFRS fixes that by making sure companies report their number in a similar way so you can actually compare them fairly. IFRS brings efficiency for global businesses. For companies that operate internationally, IFRS makes it easier to list on stock exchanges, attract global investors, and stay compliant across multiple countries. So, in short, IFRS helps everyone speak the same financial language, whether you are an investor in Tokyo or an analyst in London. And as a finance student or a future professional, understanding IFRS gives you a huge edge because it's used all around the world and deeply valued in the job market. Okay, now you might be wondering, but what exactly do these IFRS rules covers? IFRS covers almost each and every area of financial reporting, from how companies should record their revenue to how they should treat leases, financial instrument, employee benefit, taxes, and even assets like building and equipment. Here are just a few examples. Like IFRS 9, it covers financial instruments like loans, bonds, and derivatives and how to measure and report them. IFRS 15, it tells company how to properly recognize revenue. It answers questions like what should you record revenue, like when you should record revenue, how much you should record it. IFRS 16 deals with leases. Should a leased office or machine be shown as an asset? This standard helps companies showing leasing activity more transparently. IS1, these are all about the presentation of financial instrument, and that is just scratching the surface. There are over 40 standards in total. Some older ones are called IAS, International Accounting Standards, and the newer ones are IFRS. But they all work together to make financial reporting more valuable and consistent. So, in short, IFRS gives company detailed guidance on how to report just about everything related to finances. So that's a basic introduction to IFRS. I hope this helped you understand the bigger picture, especially if you're just starting your journey in finance or accounting. And this is just the beginning. In the upcoming videos, I'll be discussing each IFRS standard in detail one by one. I'll break them down in a way that's easy to understand with real world examples and practical insight. So if you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next videos. Thanks for watching and see you soon.